Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha. To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a creative writing topic. The topic of creative writing is your note making. It is a part of writing section. Though it is not a new topic for you because we have done it in class 11th also. The same is there in class 12th too. This comes for in the board exam second question of the paper, that is of 8 marks. It is divided into two parts. One is of note making and other one is summarizing the given passage. A passage of around 500 words is given in the question paper. We have to prepare notes of the given passage, and after preparing the notes we have to summarize that topic passage. Now let us see actually what is note making. It is a way of recording important details from a source. Important detail from a source. That source can be anything. It may be a book, it may be a passage, or it may be a live meeting, conference, anything it can be. So this is the process to summarize or get the main points of a thing which we see or which we want to do. Why it is an important thing? Because note making has its own advantages. It is very advantageous. Now what can be the advantages? We see many of the time the reporter, the journalists, when they attend meetings or they attend conferences. So do you think is it possible to write all these things point to point? So for that time, after attending the meeting, they can reduce and write the main points like notes. And later on, those main points can be used to summarize the things what they have attended. Second thing is, for the students also it is very advantageous. Now you people are in the school. Next year you will go to attend the colleges. In the colleges there is slight different in the teaching methodologies. Method is same, but it is considered that now the children are mature enough to understand their things and record their things. In school we are forcing you, we give more emphasis, we are more concerned about all these things of our children. But in the colleges that is not that much attention is not be given. So at that time the lectures duration also increases. Maybe 1 hour class, 2 hour class. So at that time whatever the lectures are given, we can make the notes of it. That is note making, and later on we can summarize and understand what was the main thing of that particular lecture or particular class. Actually, how the notes are written. For writing the notes, there is a particular format given. We have to follow that format. Now in that format, what are things we have to include? So while making the format of note making, whatever the passage is given, the first thing is that it's heading. So number 1 we can see this is heading, or we can call it as a title also. So first and foremost important thing, the point is the format. Format is heading or title. Second point comes here, subheading, that is subheading. After this subheading, followed is subheading. And the last one come here, that is key of abbreviations. Now it is the passage whatever is given, we have to divide the particular passage into these main points. The first one is heading or title, second is subheading, third is subheading, and fourth is the key of abbreviations. Now how to arrange all these things under the particular format? So it must be very clearly demarcated. Here you write title. After writing the title should be here written. Then we come subhead. Here we write subheading. After the subheading, suppose this is number 1, so you can write here 1.1. Now, after the subheading, we have to include certain points. Like number 1, that is called here the point. Then second point. These are the points 1, 2, 3 you can use. Second one now, the second subheading can be used. Subheading 2. Under the subheading you feel point 1. Now, if you find the more can be used, then here will come here subheading. Here you will write subheading. The same can be increased 1, 2, 3, 1 or 2 more points. Again subheading. Then it may go 1, 2, 3, 4 maximum, 4 to 5 subheadings, and it should be put in the box. This all the points must be written in the box. Title also should be inside the box, and this is the format of how to write your note making. Now let us go for the next important point that comes is here abbreviations. For whatever the abbreviations we are using or we have used in this note making, they are abbreviation and its key. That also must be put in a tabular form. These are the two things which we have to cover. That is your type note making. Here are the notes, and abbreviation is also the part of the note making. How to start making note? What is the actual procedure of note making? So the first point, whatever the passage is given to you, that is maybe around 500 words or any other source from where you are getting the information, you have to read very carefully. First step is, procedure is reading of the notes. Have a first reading. At the time of reading, get a pen, pencil or highlighter in your hand. At the time of reading, if you find some certain important points that mark those or underline those important points. After this second step, have a rough notes. We can make rough note. That rough note means certain points which we feel are important and can be covered in the note making. Now come to the fourth step. Your fourth step is organizing. Now when we get all these ideas or points written, we have to organize. Organize in a sequential form so that the language become proper. After organizing, put all important points under this format. Set it. The next come here, the most important thing, do not change the idea. That means whatever the theme or the central idea of the passage is given, that should remain same. It must be unchanged. You cannot deviate from the main idea or central theme of your passage. This is the certain steps. So what is the first step? Have a reading of the passage. Keep a pencil marker in your hand. At the first reading, whatever the things you find underlined, just mark them. After marking those important points, have a rough note to get an idea what are the points I have to cover in my note. After making the rough note, have a glance at all these points and then organize them so that it become sequential form, so that it produce the good theme or the central idea. After getting all the points, divide them into the heading, subheading, subheading. Another important thing, we do not have to change. These are the certain steps given to you. Now let us talk in detail. What are the things you have to keep in mind while making notes? First thing is that avoid long sentences. When we make notes, all the points should not have very long or complete sentences. We can use phrases, we can use clauses, or even single word also. Maybe the point or subpoint or subheading can be there. So next step is never lose the main idea. Whatever the idea is given throughout the passage, it should remain same. Next thing, whatever the points you are covering, your points, things must be very brief, clear and specific. It should not create any confusion to the reader's mind. Next is use proper indentation. Indentation is the spacing. The most important thing is here, when we are writing subheading, first subheading is written here, so the next subheading should come just below the first subheading. Now when we write point, suppose under the subheading number 1, your first point is written here, so the second point just below the first point at the same margin space, that is called indentation. Now second point just below the first one, first point, second point. Now when we talk about subheading, so in second point I use subheading. So first subheading, second subheading. Now if any further is required, then we will see how we will write one below the other. First subheading, second subheading, third subheading. Under third subheading, if I want to further add some points, again the same thing. If you are writing first point, this will be called 3.1. So it should be, see the spacing, how the thing should be written one below the other. Here is Point now is if I feel that I want to add certain more points under this 3.1. So what I will use? Subheading. So where is the spacing of subheading is here. So it will come here subheading. So spacing we have to maintain. This is called numbering also, or spacing here. We must maintain the proper indentation. Now we are talking about abbreviations. So while writing the notes, making the notes, at the time of reading, wherever we find the words are quite long, mark those words, take a suitable abbreviations. That abbreviations may be the symbols, may be the signs, or may be created your own abbreviations. While we create our own abbreviations, generally the vowels from that particular words are omitted. Only the consonants are used to make the abbreviations. So whatever the number of abbreviations are used in the note making, here we can use the abbreviations wherever we feel necessary. Those abbreviations must be returned here, and their answer, that is key, here it should be written. What are the limits we have to follow? Generally, title should be written at the top in the center. That is title or heading. Your title or heading must be very attractive, should be of limited words, should not be a long sentence. 1, 2, 3 words are enough. After writing the title, sub-headings can be up to 5 is enough. 5, 6 is maximum limit. Then under the sub-heading, your points, then here also it is enough according to the requirement. Abbreviation not less than 4. It is the minimum limit is of use of 4 abbreviations. So we must slightly over that, is around 5 or 6 abbreviations with their keywords. Now when we get the idea about our passage, first we have to divide. After reading, what will be my title? Get the central idea of the passage, decide a title, then write this title here. Then after getting the idea and deciding the title, we have to divide the main theme under the sub-headings. Around 4 or 5 is enough. Then whatever the important points covered under that you have to use as a point or sub-heading. Abbreviations can be used here, and the same abbreviations we use here. So this is the first part of note making. I told you there are 2 parts in the note making. First is making of notes. Second comes summary. That is the second part. First part is note making. And your second part is summary. Whatever the passage is given to us and to prepare our note. This is the second step of your note making. Now what is the summary and how to do this summarizing? After reading, most of the time the students again go back to the main passage and take 1, 2 lines. That is absolutely wrong process. We have to write our summary on the basis of this note, not on the basis of our passage which is given in the question. So After reading all these points, we have to cover the main points used in the note making. Whatever the abbreviations are used, we should not use the same abbreviations here. In summary, abbreviations are not used. Third thing, do not divide your summary into more than one paragraph. It will remain in single paragraph. Here I told you, don't use complete sentences. In summary, we have to use complete and meaningful sentences without any abbreviations. The word limit for summarizing or the summary of the topic is given, that is 80 words. 10 words margin is accepted. We have to write the summary by using the information collected or noted down in the note paper. That is title, subheading, all these things by covering. Then we will use all these points to make complete sentences. And obviously when all these informations are covered in complete sentences, it will become a paragraph of around 80 to 100 words. It depends on your sentence structure, what type of sentences are framed and what is the level of language. Every child, every person is different. So if make a simple sentences using all these things, their sequence must be proper. Otherwise, it will again create a confusion and the reader may not be able to understand what actually the notice want to convey the message. So whatever the points given, use in a proper sequence, frame the sentences and then summarize it. So I hope all these things are clear to you. Again, I would like to revise the basic steps. Whatever the passage is given, first step, read those passages, take a pen pencil, underline important points. At the same time, you can use, if you find the long words, big words are used, so use them as abbreviations and decide their abbreviations then and there only. After marking, then have a rough note to get an idea. After getting the rough note, organize all the ideas whatever is you have selected in a proper sequence. After sequencing them, use the format, arrange them in the format. Next step, check it whether your format is proper, title is proper. Third thing, the most important, your points should not be complete sentences here. Use phrases, clauses, abbreviations. Another important thing next, this intention, spacing and numbering must be very clear and correct. When all these things are arranged, whatever the important points you have collected, then at the second, what is the maximum limit I gave you? 5, 6 subheading. One more thing we have to keep in the mind, your note should not be so big that it covers more than one page. It must be completed on single page in the given box. After making the note, we have to think about the abbreviations. Here make the tabular form, having abbreviations used. First abbreviation, whatever is used here, write those abbreviations. Then what is the key? That means what is the word for that given abbreviation, that must be mentioned here. So at least 5. Minimum is given 4, but we should use 5 to 6 abbreviations and with their keys. First part is completed. Now let us revise second part, that is summary of the given passage. First and foremost important thing while summarizing is, do not go back to the passage to find the summary. Generally the students go back to the passage, take one line from first paragraph, second line from second paragraph, and like that they complete. This is absolutely wrong procedure. If your summary is mismatching your note making, then you will not get marks for your summary. It must be based on your notes. So for summarizing, compare to the notes, see all the points which are important points which are covered by you. Take these informations, frame in sentence in a sequential form and write only in one paragraph. So this is the way how we make note of the given topic. It is very important, and if you follow all these things, definitely you will get full marks in this question. I hope everyone has understood this way, and thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.